All praises to the Most High. Today we're going to be talking about the Word and how important it is and how powerful it is, though. We all believe in speaking things into existence as far as manifestation or speaking somebody up or, stuff like that. You can think about somebody and they'll call you or whatever it is. But people don't look past that. They just think it's like regular. And it's some people that understand that and it becomes magic. Or you can even look at your favorite rapper and see how they can write their way into situations or write their way out of situations, depending on if they understand what's really going on. And we've heard people say, words build worlds. And then people that's into the Bible heard, the Word was with God and the Word was God. What does all of that mean? It's all the same stuff. And when I'm talking about the Word, I'm not just talking about like language. Language is like a matrix for the word, or a prison, or a controlling construct, or a skin, like a covering. So that's why somebody can come curse you out in another language and it really don't mean nothing to you. But you can feel the vibration or see the expression on their face or whatever it is. So the word I'm talking about is frequency and vibration. So it's really spiritual. And the first languages were meant for people to communicate. But then these languages we speak today, they meant to manipulate and confuse. That's why some people gonna get this and some people not. Some people are undereducated and some people are overeducated. And it's not nobody's fault, it's the language's fault. That's what language is for. That's why I say it's a matrix or a prison for the word to control it. That's why it's languages within languages. Like we speak English, right? And English, within English, you can learn all the English you want to know and then not know the language of finance. Don't know what they're talking about in the banks. Don't know what they're talking about in credit. Then say you know that. You know both of those. Then when it comes to law, it's a whole nother language. You don't know what they're talking about when you get up in there. And they don't know what you're talking about. It's not regular English. But that's all to control the outcome or to call you ignorant of something. Think about it. When black people don't speak proper English, they ignorant. They dumb. They ratchet. They hood rats. But then if a foreigner come out here and he barely speak English, we don't know what they saying, whether they Mexican or Italian or Australian. It's foreign now. Oh, they got an accent. That's crazy. That's why language is a matrix or a prison for the word because they can control it. They can keep you out. They can separate. They can manipulate. Now, the word just is. It's truth. It's just there. You can't really put nothing on it. You can't really even calling it the word. That's just all we know to call it. Kind of like energy. Like we put that word on it, but we don't know what it is. We can feel it. We know it's real. We know it's there. We can see manifestations of it, and we go through energy and motion and emotions and stuff like that. So we know it's real and we can feel it, but the only thing we can do is put that word on it just to communicate about it. When you really think about words, not like the words that's coming out of my mouth and the meaning attached to it. I'm just saying the sound and the vibration and the everything that comes out of your vocal cords and echoes to a person's eardrum and that part of the word. When you really think about that, that's the word. It's these frequencies and vibrations. So God's word would be the frequencies and vibrations of truth and light. That's why when you get into the Tower of Babel, even the name of it, like the word is truth and light. So everything should have been true and light and moving forward and ascending and learning and loving and stuff like that. But Babel is the opposite of all of that. It's the opposite of edification. Babel is babbling. When you hear about somebody babbling or Babylon or all of that stuff, it's not said just for no reason. It's stuff behind all of it. So the Tower of Babel, it's like that was a physical tower that they were building up to the kingdom of heaven. And do you think like that's physical? That's third dimension. They were speaking a third dimensional language when it's supposed to be a language of vibrations and frequencies and love. They was babbling about war with God and God's angels. So God tore it down, which it wasn't going to happen anyway. But it just shows you how far from the word these people were and how far from the word we are. Even the stuff we talk about today and our system of communication is all about furthering the system or furthering the matrix. And why? Because that betters our financial situation, our finances, our value, because our value is now based on a dollar amount. And that dollar amount is based on education. And that education is based on language again. So you see how it becomes a system or a matrix to keep you out, because it don't matter how talented you are. If you're not educated, you're not going to make that talent is not going to turn into dollars. Because whoever speaks the language of business or the language of marketing or the language of a different culture, they going to capitalize off the actual value or the actual talent. That's English within English to keep you out. So language is a system of words that we use to communicate and manipulate and confuse. That's all language is. And to keep the matrix going, or to continue building the Tower of Babel. Because if you look at nature's language or how nature communicate, or if you look at how, like your animals, like how you would communicate with your animal, you know exactly what your dog want, or what your dog know exactly what you want and how you feeling, if you up, if you down, if you sick, all of that type of stuff. And y'all don't speak the same language. Your dog don't speak English and you don't speak dog, but y'all communicate probably better than your kids do. You do with your kids or you do with your family members, because that language of communication is basic frequency and vibration. But with all these different words and speaking English and with different synonyms and all of that type of stuff, we can lie to somebody to not hurt their feelings. So it's a good lie. Or, like stuff like that. Like, what's a good lie? Or what's that? It's so the whole language becomes confusing and manipulating. So we can say, like, oh, no, I just dislike that person. If you really hate them. Because it lightens that outlook on the person. But on it, yeah, it's crazy. You can tell somebody you love them when you really don't like them at all. It's just a manipulating. It's not the same thought and energy and motion that nature speaks with, or a baby would speak with, or a dog. It's something that you know. It's spiritual. It's something you can feel. So the word is light. Think about if everything was just dark. We, we really wouldn't exist. And we kind of don't really think about that because we're so used to the sun coming up. But the word is light. Light is information. If the sun didn't come up, we wouldn't have nothing to bounce the light off of objects for us to recognize them or imagine them or none of that type of stuff. Light is truth and information. And in the dark, the only way you're going to get out is by the light or truth. Think about when people used to say, oh man, they left me in the dark. That meant you lacked information on that situation. So the word, the truth, the light, the living water is the only thing that's going to get us out of this situation that we in. And the only thing that's keeping us in this situation is language, which is crazy. The word is spiritual and this language is real third dimensional, real worldly. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. People say that all the time, and I don't think they really understand what that means, because the word, that don't mean the Bible was with God and the Bible was God. I mean the word, the vibration of love, light, the vibration of life, existence, power, energy, stuff you can feel, that stuff you can't run away from. So anybody talking about how I'm talking, or he's not speaking proper English or anything like that, I don't want to hear none of that. Just focus on the word. Or maybe this not for you. This just for those that understand. You know what I'm saying? Even when we talk like that, you know what I'm saying, and you feel me, black people really be understanding that because it's a whole nother language within the language. But that's a whole nother episode though. This just part one of the word. I'm gonna do a few more parts on the word, then I'm gonna hop into language. And I hope y'all really like this. If y'all do, like, subscribe, share, all of that type of stuff, I appreciate y'all. Peace.